hope you guys have a good New Year. We're gonna take like a 2-week break, so we'll be back late January.
Yes.
Boom shakalaka. I don't know.
Stop.
What happened?
He hit my bottle while I was trying to drink it.
Yeah.
I want nothing but bad things for you. I hope when you go to take a sip of this sparkling cider that it goes down the wrong pipe.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I hope it's strictly foam, so it's like it's got to diffuse a little bit, so it's just like stuck there.
Oh man.
And you gotta wait for it to melt.
I've had that. It sucks. Like when you get like really carbonated Sierra mists, and it's like, and the bubbles are stuck there, and you're like, I can't get it out. You're trying to burp it out, and it won't come out. Oh my god. It's scary.
And as you're like crawling away to get some water,
You kick it
and we
out.
all just laugh. And I kick you over and we
Oh,
laugh.
no. Wait, all of you were just laughing at me?
Yeah.
Dying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all laughing. I kick you over. We're laughing even harder.
That's fine.
As you're like army crawling now. You're army crawling to get to this water, and everybody's just laughing at you. Elise comes from downstairs,
Elise comes down the ladder.
sees it all happening, just starts busting out laughing. Tears are going down your face. Everybody's laughing at you. You're the butt of the joke. A spider comes out. It's just like dying.
I was afraid to jump the pedal. I was like, before it gets leg out.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like
Spider is dumb.
Oh, hey, you made it to our ad portion of the video where this video is sponsored by you and people like you on Patreon. Whatever you want to do, however you support us, even if it's just liking, subscribing, and even commenting or sharing on this video or any of our others, we really appreciate it. Also, for our audio listeners, we're now on Spotify, so make sure to check us out if you'd like to. Thank you so much, and let's get back to the video. Are you guys ready to ring in the new year?
wait,
Happy New
non-spawn.
Year!
Non-spawn.
Non-spawn.
Yeah.
So I know we were gonna do New Year's stories, but I have a different theme, and it's naked.
Like,
Being naked in situations.
Okay.
Because it's New Year, new us.
100% yourself.
No.
New Year's
It's getting
baby.
hot in
No.
here.
Ready?
Take off all our clothes. I am getting so hot. I wanna take my clothes off. No, we're not doing that though.
I mean, I've been working at it, you know? Like, I've been working to get
Let
to
me
that
put my
point.
sleeves up.
All right.
That's all you get.
I haven't been.
I can show my shoulder.
Exactly. You're the only one that has been.
Yeah.
So let's
Is it okay if I show my shoulder?
No,
You know,
let's-
like middle school?
let's just keep that for OnlyFans, okay?
Okay.
I mean, New Year, new us, naked, not together.
The fact
Thank
that
you
you
for
clarified
clarifying
that
Yeah.
made it worse.
I wanted to because Sam was trying to take his shirt off earlier, and I wanted to
I
make
thought
sure.
that's what you wanted.
No.
It's the naked theme. And Halloween, we had costumes on, you know? So the naked you would be wear a birthday suit.
Naked, we would just be drinking naked juice, not.
Before you go into a story, what is everyone's thoughts on being naked?
Um.
Time and a place.
Yeah, time and place.
Like
I
if you're
agree.
at home alone.
alone,
and it's hot.
Some people just like to be naked if they're alone. Are you guys those people?
Like butt naked?
Bucket naked. all
Nah,
day
like-
But making that's your
I'll
right.
have like a little like bra thing on, and then I'm not afraid to sit in my underwear. But I sleep completely naked. So
Me too. I've done that before for a long time. Not recently, but in the
don't-
summer, yeah, I
I
have.
don't know how I feel about being naked.
It's great. It feels great.
Sleeping or just in general?
And, well, I feel like I mean, obviously, like taking the shower, stuff like that. Like, that's like, I feel like that's the only time I'm really actually naked.
Wait, you're naked when you take a shower?
Yeah.
I'm fully clothed.
I wear
Are you a never nude?
Never nude.
Oh
I'm a
my.
never nude dude.
Never knew, dude.
Yeah, never nude. I never knew that you need to be nude to take
You
a
don't
shower.
like walk around in your boxers or anything like that, Brandon?
Brandon.
Yeah, I do that.
You do that? So
Yeah,
that's naked?
Yeah.
But not completely, it's not
I'm
like-
saying completely naked.
Oh,
Cheeks
you
out.
literally
Cheeks
walk
out.
around cheeks out.
No,
like,
I think I'm like you. I don't want to be like on my furniture just naked. I don't like things like not being where they're supposed to be. Like they're flapping around and they're over here and they're over
Right.
there. But yeah, I do like sleeping naked. Like, and that's something 2 years ago I just started doing. I never slept naked before 2 years ago, and I'm like, why did I never do this? This is like
Right,
the
you don't
best
get
way to
amazing.
wrapped
be.
up in stuff. It's
Actually,
nice.
I have a small fear that was ingrained in me when I was like 10 years old.
But
I literally could not, like, I would sleep with like at least pants and shorts on. Like I just
pants and shorts.
yeah, like well, no, not pants and
Oh,
shorts,
like-
shorts and. I just recently
okay,
got back
okay.
to boxers because this guy was talking to me about testicular torsion and how it's just so random in guys. Your male parts, twins.
Yeah.
One of them will just randomly twist, and you have to go to surgery to get it twisted. And it's only like a certain amount of time before you can get it untwisted before they have to cut it off. And so he was like, yeah, my friend got it, but I told him to stop sleeping around naked and stuff like that. And
I
he's
don't
like,
know.
I don't think being naked, because boxers, like, I'm not talking boxer briefs. I'm talking about boxers. You're literally just flinging around. You
But
just have
flanging.
shorts on,
But
right?
that's interesting. So you're just rolling around in bed and it's like, oh.
yeah, just and you're just like, oh. And apparently, like it's like top 10, like top 5 worst pains a male could ever
That sounds
experience.
bad.
And you have a certain amount of time before they have to cut
Yeah.
at least one of them out, right? You'll have one of them left,
Yeah,
right?
because then
You
they
think?
could just twist up and then like they kind of like pop.
Oh,
And so it's like you only have like a certain amount of time to get to the hospital, so then they can do the procedure so it untwists. Cause
I'd be sitting there trying to untwist my own balls. I ain't even playing.
I think
I didn't
I'll
even know,
risk
dude.
it. Like sleeping naked is definitely GOAT tier.
I'm just so scared to like ever since I heard that story, I've always been too afraid to do it.
Well, then just make it periodically. Like do it once a week. Just be like, hey.
So the one thing that that made me nervous about sleeping naked was like if there's a fire in your house, you're gonna run out, you're gonna be butt ass naked. I got blankets.
The clothes would burn off anyway, you know what I'm saying?
I
I
got
thought you were
blankets.
gonna say titty torsion.
Titty
Titty torsion.
Titty tornado
Oh my
as you're running
God.
out.
They twisted
they're
together.
twisting around. You're like, we gotta untwist.
I broke it.
It would be titty tornado
just a
as you're
knot.
running
Yeah,
out.
they're just tied in a knot.
Yeah.
They're a bow.
I mean, okay. I
got a titty knot.
Every girl has big enough boobs to tie in a bow.
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But okay,
But,
you guys
yes.
are getting ahead of me
Sorry.
because the first
It's a
story
titty
is
torsion story.
it's testicular. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, whoa!
Am I the asshole for getting testicular torsion while sleeping naked? No.
Titty knots.
Someone hurt you.
Am I the asshole for sleeping top naked in my bedroom? And I guess we already know the opinions of everybody.
Top naked.
That means you don't
Is
have
that
a shirt
the-
on. No
oh.
shirt, no bra.
No
nothing.
flesh
Oh,
on the
because I
top
thought
part
it
of
was
your
the one
body.
where the wife was sleeping naked on top of her bed because the friend kept walking in.
No, it's not this one.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sleeping top
You
naked.
in your
That's
room?
such a weird way to put
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
so
Are
weird.
you like?
When you say
Are you
topless,
sleeping in the living room? Like that's like. Are you
Topless, top
sleeping in
naked.
your room?
Yeah,
or
that's
are you
just more
sleeping,
words.
Yeah.
In your room.
You're the asshole for not saying topless instead of
Yeah.
saying top naked.
And that's the story. So I guess we're moving on to part 2. Am I the asshole for sleeping top naked in my bedroom? My 18 female mom and I live in a crummy apartment complex in New York City. Our apartment itself isn't crummy. We've taken a lot of pride in making the inside of our apartment look nicer than it really is. But truth be told, the building is crummy. So much so that the radiator in my room is broken. I get heat every day of the year, even in the summer. I prefer not to open my windows during summer as well because all types of questionable creepy crawlies like to come through the window. So I usually sleep on top of the covers without pants. And last night it was too hot, so I slept without a shirt or bra. I have pretty huge boobs, it's no secret, but I was in the comfort of my bedroom and I kept my door closed when I sleep. This morning, I woke up to find my mom staring at me. She scared me shitless, especially because I have a loft bed and was making direct eye contact with her as soon as I opened my eyes. She stood there and screamed at me for 20 minutes, telling me to put a shirt on and calling me a ruthless whore for sleeping without a shirt while her boyfriend was here. I put a pillow in front of my body and closed my eyes to go back to sleep. This wasn't good enough, and she ripped the pillow from my arms and told me to put some clothes on before her boyfriend came in and saw me like this. I told her I keep my door closed for a reason, and if she's worried about her boyfriend bothering me, that's more telling of her boyfriend and not me. She was absolutely seething and told me that I live under her rules while I'm in her house, and that includes not being trashy and sleeping with some clothes on. I figured she was being ridiculous, but her boyfriend heard the commotion and ended up coming into the room to get her without knocking, mind you, and left me flailing to find a sheet to cover with. He was kind of eyeing me, told me my mom was right and I needed to sleep with clothes on. I was having a hard time understanding, am I really the asshole here?
No. Nope. And that man need to leave.
Yeah.
Don't know. No.
Like, yeah, I just came to get your mom. He's like,
He heard the commotion,
yeah.
She's topless in there. You need to put some clothes on.
Yeah.
He comes running in.
Yeah.
You gross.
Yeah. You need to put a shirt on. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, put a shirt on.
That's so creepy.
That is, what the?
I have a question. So, okay, I was just talking to the homies about this because it was Steph. I was talking to Steph about it, and I was like, it's so weird because like when like people are like guys are over, like I always like go somewhere else to change, but it's like I should be used to it because of all those years in like the locker room. It's like because one of my other friends, he just changed. I was like, bro, you just not gonna like come here? Like, what are you doing? But he's like, bro, like we literally grew up in the locker room. Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, huh? But do you guys have like something like that?
Yes. So me, I don't like getting naked in front of people.
Me
I will
too.
not change in front of my friends. Callie's ass will run around naked all day, every day. She will like change her clothes right there. She don't even care who is in there. Like, I'm like, what? How do I get that mentality? Like, I don't know if it has to do with like, I don't know. Like I guess I've grown up. I don't want to say ashamed of myself, but that's a dark
I don't
place.
think that's like totally it.
That's a dark
though.
place. But that's not what I mean. But like to be ashamed of the body, like you don't want to show other people it. I mean,
Well, yeah.
kind of thing. I don't know.
Because that happened to me too. There was one time when I worked at, and we were having like a party, and basically like, I was like, okay, I'm going to go change out of my swimsuit and go change into, or I think I was like, I'm going to go change into my swimsuit. And this girl that I knew at the time was like, okay, I'll come with you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you can wait for me to change. She just comes to the bathroom and starts taking her clothes off. And like, to a certain extent, like, if girls were to change and they still had their like underwear and bra on, I'd be like, okay, cool. But she was like, I saw like butt cheeks and I immediately turned around because I was not used to like having people like fully change in front of me. So the fact that like even in a locker room, like usually there's kind of like privacy of other lockers and you're focused on yourself changing. And the only time I ever like fully changed into something was when I was in middle school and we had to take like a swimming class. That was it. Otherwise, I'm like, I at least still have like a bra and underwear on, so it's not that big of a deal. But for this like person that I like worked with to be like fully like in the nude, I'm like, okay. I'm just like struggling to take my pants off because I'm like, this is so weird. It was just something I was not used to.
I'm not going to say that I haven't like changed in front of people or whatever, but it's like, it's a level of intimacy for me, I guess. I don't know. It's weird.
It's
I
like
think it's weird.
vulnerability.
I think it's like there's definitely just people's different thought processes of being naked in front of people. Because I'm like, I don't think I've definitely got to boxers level with most people. I wouldn't care about that. Like going to the gym, there's always those old men who just like
Walking around.
walking naked, just
Those
balls
make me
swinging back and
so
forth, and you're just like, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, I get from their head, they're like, this doesn't matter. Like, I don't care about you guys. My body's just my body. It doesn't matter if I'm naked or not. I wish I could get like that, but I'm like, maybe when I'm older, I was like, oh yeah, who cares? Because I think most people's problem is like they sexualize people's bodies all the time. Like it's a sexual thing, so you're like,
Right.
this is weird that you're naked in front of me. I'm like, no, I'm just
Naked.
changing my clothes. This is not a sexual thing. It's just My
Right.
body is naked. It's not me being sexual towards you at all. But we always make things sexual.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I haven't thought of it that way.
I can.
Like you said,
I
Sam.
agree. Yeah, that was a good one. I could see that too, or just like a level of like vulnerability that you're not used to with that person. But yes. Okay, so edit. No, I can't lock my doors. She won't allow me to replace the doorknob with the one that comes
You
with
need
a
a new
lock.
mom.
Additional edit. Please stop effing messaging me asking to see my breasts. People are asking me what the size of my boobs are.
Oh my God.
And it was one of the arguments my mother made for me to wear a shirt. Yes, in hindsight, it doesn't come into play, but I was annoyed when I wrote this post and rethinking the entire situation. There's an update post to that. This is the update. I'm reading the update right now. Update. Am I the asshole for sleeping top naked in my bedroom? Hi, everyone. I wanted to give an update on the situation since a lot of people were really concerned for me. After the whole debacle, I did purchase a wedge for under my door from Walmart. It worked and I didn't have any more issues with waking up to people in my face. I used the excuse that it would keep our cat from opening my door at night and my mom seemed fine with that. While E was there, and even after he was gone, my mom seemed detached and sort of out of it, and I asked if everything was okay, and she said she needed to sort out some feelings first. But she promised we'd talk when she was better. I said okay and left it at that. A couple days later, E came back for another weekend stay. The day after he came, they had a home date night with drinks and fancy takeout, and that night I woke up to my door being messed with. I called out to see if it's my mom and got no response. I pulled on a t-shirt and shorts, pulled the wedge out for my door, and E is standing at my door. He was drunk, and I was a bit panicked because I thought something had happened to my mom and he needed help, but he just stood there for a few seconds without saying anything. He didn't seem to be sleepwalking or in peril, so I said, I'm uncomfortable, I'm closing my door. Before I could close the door all the way, my mom flew out of her room, saw him, and started cussing and screaming and telling him he needed to leave. They argued back and forth for a while, but eventually she got him out of the door. After calming her down, I took her to her room and we had a talk. It turns out the day she came into my room, she had been on his phone and saw he was talking to his brother-in-law about me in very disgusting ways, talking about how I was growing up to be very shapely and mature, and that he couldn't wait until I moved out so he could dump my mother for me. He said far more explicit things that were all extremely wrong, especially since we'd known him since I was 11. My mom had come to tell me to be careful about him while she thought of a way to break it off safely, but when she saw my state, she had some misplaced anger. He's out of our lives now, thankfully. I want to say thanks to everybody for all the suggestions and recommendations, and even those who suggested my mom could be abusive. Sarcastic thanks and genuinely big F you to those who sent me crude messages. I'm glad the situation is over.
Wait, so she saw the messages before she saw her daughter naked?
I just got chills all over my
Yeah.
entire body. Like, I am mad at that mom.
Yeah.
How are you going to still date him?
Yeah, you should have broke it off right then.
Yeah. It was crazy because when you started the update, I was just, she said, I had to sort feelings. I said, oh, so he really was the creep. Like,
Right.
he really did do that. Like,
And for him standing there, I'm going to close my door now. No, you high-shot him in the throat. Dead.
pepper spray.
Dang. No joke. I got chills over my, like, I'm just upset about the mom putting a boyfriend relationship in front of her daughter's safety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's real.
And I don't, so she did have the update where she said that her mom was displacing the anger, right? But the anger should have been gone with months or whatever weeks ago before he tried getting in your door.
Mm-hmm.
That's when she saw the messages talking about you like that. She should have high-shot him in the throat. Like, that's about the difference. Yeah. I'm not okay with somebody, especially a mom's role, right? Your mom, your dad, you're supposed to protect your child, right? And you're choosing somebody that you love over your child. What? I don't
Somebody
get
that's
that.
sexualizing your child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's no. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah.
That hurts my feelings. I don't even know the lady. But ladies, either one of them. But I hope that dude gets arrested for like child shit and gets killed in prison.
I think it said she was 18.
He didn't do anything yet. I
Yet.
mean,
That's
I
the
know,
first
but
step.
I'm like,
That's the first step, Sam.
that's where I'm like,
She's 18 though.
people are
sadly.
like getting arrested
Ooh.
for things that might happen, like the whole Minority Report, arresting them before the crime happens.
Now I have to watch that show.
I feel like that's a slippery slope.
Before it happens, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
You can't do it before, but his intent was obviously there. Shaking the door handle.
Oh yeah, that's creepy and bad, and that's probably
He was trying to get in there.
It's indicative of something that
He was trying to get...
Should have got stabbed.
Even if he was just going to stand there and
Should've got
stalk.
shot.
So they go to the next level. Like, there's always that.
Yeah.
They start out as the peeping Tom, and then they go up to the... Yeah. I'm done. It just makes me mad. Hurts my feelers.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of fear that she had, and she's really brave for even going up to the door, and then when she saw him, like, still even trying to talk to him, and because there was a situation that I had where there was, like, a man that was, like, staying in my house that I didn't know for, like, let's say a week, but then he only really stayed there a few days while I was there, and then I ended up going to Arizona to visit my dad for a few days. But there was like a guy who was my brother's friend who was in the house, and we don't have locks on our doors. So I'm like, there is a man that I've never met that is now sleeping in the house when he doesn't need to be here. It was the most uncomfortable feeling ever. I literally like couldn't get to sleep for the longest period of time because it's just like the fact of like, okay, obviously I'm worried about myself, but like there's also 2 other women in the house. So it's like, I'm not only worried about myself, but I'm worried about my sister. I'm worried about my mom, who is being the one who's trying to stand in between this guy. Never saying that he was like intentionally trying to do anything, but it's just like, you are a random man that I don't know, and I can't be comfortable in my house. So I can't imagine, like, she had her suspicions. She had that awkward moment where he was eyeing her when she was naked.
Yeah.
And then she feels somebody at her door and she sees it and it's him. Like, oh my gosh, just the emotions that she went through is crazy. And then, I don't know. I mean, I think it's good that it seems like she wasn't mad at her mom, but I feel like I would feel a certain type of way if I found out that the mom knew before she was even yelling at me for being naked in my room that he was interested in me. I would be like, that is so creepy. That would make me really uncomfortable to live there.
How do you guys feel? Like, I feel like we've been taking it over.
No, I think I totally agree with your guys' opinion. I think we just may not see it the same way just because we're guys, and guys don't have that same fear typically of those things happening. I do think the mom should, I think it's kind of, it is trash what she did, like her knowing before, but I'm like, always got to remember that parents are just people too, and there's things where she might feel insecure about, like her boyfriend, like it's obviously a boyfriend, it's not the girl's dad, so she didn't have the same relationship with the person as a boyfriend, and she might feel some type of way that he sees her daughter more attractive than she is, and it might have took her a while to get, like, she might have self-esteem things that she's dealing with that she couldn't just be like, I need to break it off.
So
I think a good parent would be like, yeah, but I'm like, you don't know what the mom's going through that she's like, well, maybe no one will love me or blah, blah, blah. Like whatever the reason is that people have to stay in
let me put it in
relationships.
like a men perspective then. So if you had a son, right? You had a son and your girlfriend was like, ooh, he's hot, blah, 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 blah. You wouldn't feel some type of way?
Oh, yeah. But I would, yeah.
What would you do in
I would
that
break it
situation?
off.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it's the same exact thing.
Right.
It's like girl
That's
and a little boy.
molesting. Like
yeah.
you don't,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, I'm not one of those like, that's my boy. Yeah, I'm not
Right.
that, like I don't
You're
think,
not like,
yeah,
kitty boy.
Yeah, because there's some people like, I'm like, I don't think I'm like, no, it's the exact same thing. Because it's just like the other story where the the friend was like, "Ooh, you're so strong" to the son, and he was like 17. I'm like, no, that's bad. That's creepy. And if it is the other way, if it is a man talking to a young girl like that, everyone will know it's wrong.
Everyone
like,
would say the same.
It's
Yeah.
wrong both ways.
Right.
I just think, because I like, especially Maddie's story, I really like that, because I'm like, it's just a perspective of a guy, like, I've never been in fear of, like, being in a house with strangers and, like, something's going to happen to me. Even though it could happen to me just as easily as it happened to you, but I'm like, I've never been in fear of that at all. So that's just a whole nother perspective I've never felt.
I would say, also from the guy's perspective, I hear that story and like the initial, like Sam was saying, but the initial reaction for a girl is fear. But for me, it's attack mode, because it's like, yo, this strange man is in this house. Like, I'm gonna hurt you. Like, you come from my sister, daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's nah. Like, I'm not gonna stand for that. Like, I was like, oof. If I were in that situation, I would have thrown hands, because you are weird.
Have you guys ever got that vibe where you can just tell somebody's like off though? Like,
Oh, yeah.
like you're off, dude. Like, to just stay away from everything I love, just anything I love. Like, yeah.
For sure.
I feel like that dude would have that vibe. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like he would. I don't know.
Yeah.
It does make me think of, there was Donald Glover had a joke about, literally about the feeling that men and women feel about, like, how women, like, the biggest danger to a woman is men. And, like, men don't have that same fear. Like, if you were trying to do something else, you would have to be, like, be sneaky. He was like, someone would have to dress up as a theater seat. And then when you go to sit down, they're like, I got you. He's like, oh, man, how'd you get me, man? He's like, you got me, man. That's the only way you could get a guy. It made me laugh. It just made me think about that.
Yeah.
Like, women are just scared just in general, but you would have to really trick a guy to get him in that situation.
I think I remember seeing that joke. It was
Yeah.
actually really funny.
Because I
there was
imagine a theater seat running away.
Humor, yeah. Dark humor behind it,
Yeah,
but
it's
it was
very
also
dark,
really
but
funny.
it made me laugh.
Yeah. All right, so next story. Am I the asshole for dancing half naked in my living room, leading to my boyfriend and his family seeing me?
What's half naked?
I don't know.
I was like, did you know they were
A
coming?
bra
or
and panties?
like,
'Cause some people
did you
think
know they're
half
coming over?
naked is bra and panties.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, let's just say bra and panties.
I'm
right
gonna
now.
say, like, if I know somebody's coming over and I'm sitting there dancing around in my bra and underwear,
Sometimes the music takes you and you don't know what.
it does, but it can take you into your bedroom and get some clothes on, and it can still
you're
take
like,
you into the dance floor. You know, like,
Okay. Am I the asshole for dancing half naked in my living room, leading to my boyfriend and his family seeing me? ETA, Nate's family is also really conservative, and he was brought up like this as well. Someone mentioned that I should have added this. Also, I'm from the US, since a lot of people asked. This is so embarrassing, but I can't take it anymore. I have to know if I'm in the wrong here, and if I need to apologize for it. I, 21 female, was told by my boyfriend, Nate, 26 male, that I get the house to myself for the weekend. He said that he had to go visit his parents and take care of a property-related issue. I was really excited to have the house to myself because I have been living with Nate since I was 19, and I missed living alone. Though Nate is the love of my life and no way a trouble to live with, I had this tradition of spending lots of my weekends baking while in my lingerie. I don't know, it makes me feel pretty. Yes, I know it's stupid, but it just makes me stupid happy. With dancing and music, super embarrassing to admit, but I also do silly things like I'm a Victoria's Secret model or a singer and I sing loudly. I mention this because this means the house is usually a mess, my dresses are all over the place, and the music is super loud, which is obviously not okay. I haven't done that in a long time because Nate hates loud music and he's not a fan of my cupcakes. So I decided to do it this weekend. So it's Sunday and I put on What a Feeling by One Direction and it's super loud and I'm only wearing lingerie. The Victoria's Secret kind, so lacy as fuck, which I regret so much looking back. Ugh. My boyfriend used his key to open the door and I didn't hear him come in because, like I said, it's loud in the house and I'm also in the kitchen/living room area. Apparently, he wanted to surprise me. Nate brought his mom, dad, and his sister's 2 kids. Only like 10 male, I think. They come in, and there I am, frozen in a dance pose like an idiot. I quickly ran to our room yelling, "Sorry, wasn't expecting anyone," and was putting on clothes when Nate came in. He was so angry, and he said I was acting like a child, and that I embarrassed him. His parents wanted Nate to drop them ASAP, refusing to stay, and his mom called me a lot of names and said that the kids have seen everything, and that made me feel really guilty. Here's why I'm losing sleep over this. On one hand, I didn't know they would come. I locked the door too, so I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I planned on cleaning up my mess before Nate came home too. Also, Nate and his mom insulted me a lot. But when you look at it from their perspective, I was behaving like an immature person. The house was a mess. I looked a mess. There was baking supplies scattered, and Nate just wanted to surprise me and do something nice. Nate is still completely not talking to me. I don't know how to face his family. I also know his sister told him to make me behave or something. So I feel like I should apologize before things get wrong, but I can't decide for sure if I'm in the wrong here, so I need your help. Thanks for reading.
Absolutely not.
No.
What? You in your own house,
Yeah.
doing your own damn thing.
What are you doing in your house?
How dare you be baking, making a mess in your own house?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no, 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 no. She is, no.
Are you in? No, I'm out.
Nah, no.
I don't understand how she could be construed as the a-hole.
Yeah, there's no way.
For being in her own house. She wasn't expecting anybody. Yes, it was a surprise. Yes, they brought kids, but guess what? Surprise to them kids too. You try to surprise me, I'm gonna surprise you right back.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Tell me why.
Like,
Yeah,
I
what was
don't.
the song? What was the One Direction song?
I don't even know that song.
What a feeling or something?
Yeah, something like that. What a feeling, yeah. What a feeling by One Direction.
That's a horrible song. She's the a-hole for blasting that song.
Oh, dang.
I was like, I don't know the
Come
song.
for her.
No, but okay, everybody, thought experiment.
Okay.
All right. Fast forward. This is a fast forward sound effects. You're the parents now in this exact scenario. How are you reacting?
If what?
If you
call your
your son,
daughter-in-law?
Yeah, your son's like, yo, we're gonna surprise my girlfriend. You know, we're gonna pull up. We're gonna say hello. I told her she had the weekend. All this stuff. Because honestly, I'm gonna be like, boy, that's on you.
I
You should
would
have
be
communicated.
embarrassed that I interrupted something and
Yeah.
embarrassed that I saw something that I wasn't supposed to see. I would not think that it was her fault in any way because
Right.
I'm coming to her house unannounced.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is
She
crazy.
ain't sitting there having an orgy with a bunch of dudes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that
she
would
is
be
like,
bad. That's
she's
bad.
literally baking, dancing around.
That's
like, I
horrible.
don't.
Yeah, I think that's bad.
That's really bad.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would make a joke out of it. I definitely would.
Yeah, I
If
would.
I was the parent. Coming
Right, exactly. Like, I don't want to surprise you. I'm going to be there next weekend.
Yep.
You remember?
Knock, knock, knock.
Right.
Oh.
Let me ring 3 times. I'm going to ring the doorbell 3 times. Make sure you
Don't
hear
make
me.
those cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
So,
save me some cupcakes next time.
But for me, this is like a red flag. I'm like, I don't want to be in a relationship where I can't be
Myself.
silly, with my partner, and they're like coming down on me. What are you? This is immature and dumb. Are you kidding me?
This is too loud.
I am
fun.
immature and dumb, and this is me, so I can't.
that's
do
how it
this.
should.
She's
Right.
literally 21.
Oh, I didn't even hear the age. She's 21.
I think she's 21 and he's
Oh, yeah,
26.
Oh.
No,
Age difference.
I've been cooking, singing Whitney Houston in my boxers a month ago. So there's
Right.
no way that I'm like, this is something I do now.
Right.
The other night, I literally had my sunset lamps on, and I had my AirPods in. I was going crazy in my boxers.
So I'm like, that's just
just
having
fun.
fun. That's just being yourself, and like, don't have someone coming in there because I'm like, they're a conservative family coming in. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
You have to, even if you are a conservative family, she was alone. She was doing this by herself. It's not like she had a it wasn't like a sideshow kind of thing. Like, she's still being conservative by
Right.
herself, even if you feel some type of way. I don't know.
And scratch that, even if she wasn't like, even if she was like in clothes, just being normal, I've dated people where they're like, I have to announce to them that I'm coming over because they're like, they feel a certain type of way of you going to their place when it's not up to their standards. So I'm like, the fact that he just came and was like, invite his whole family in, knowing that they have messes and all that stuff, he didn't like come in like, hold on, let me go check that everything's okay, and then open the door for the family. He's just like, everybody come in, kids go first. Kids That's crazy. Yeah.
Just shaking her butt,
Yeah,
twerking.
Twerking in the kitchen, making some
She's
cupcakes.
on the stove. Just
If that's what makes your cupcakes taste good, get it, girl. Like, no.
Cupcakes. you know.
Cupcakes.
And the thing that I'm thinking about too is the fact that she's not like brainwashed, but she seriously cares so much about what this Nate guy thinks. And she literally is so hurt by the fact that she was like, first he was calling her names. The mom was calling her names. Excuse me?
I'm out.
Yeah.
So at the moment,
Are you in? He's out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Like, in the moment, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, bitch, get some clothes on. I got some family here. So at the moment, I can see you saying something that you don't mean.
Mm-hmm.
But for the mom to say,
She called her like a whore or something.
But she said it continued to go too, right?
it continued,
Um,
because like at the moment, I could be like just automatic response, like, oh my god, get some clothes on. What the
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. Like,
I would start dying. I'd be like, oh my god.
just be like, close the door, close the door,
Yeah, that's what
close
I
the
was
door,
like.
close the door.
Nothing to see here.
Right.
Smile away, boy. Smile
Yeah,
away.
because the only
I'm gonna call her really fast, and then we can go inside.
The only bad thing she could have really done is if, like, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, and she went into her bedroom, and then she just came out in the same thing. She's like, I'm sorry, God. She has, like, a headband on. She's like, oh, this is embarrassing. That would have been funny, and that's the only bad thing.
That would have been really funny. Oh, I'm sorry, my hair was
My
a
hair
mess.
was crazy. And then comes back out. So what do you guys want to eat?
I got some cupcakes.
Yeah.
I guess I'm good, guys. Like, yeah.
actually, the mom did not call her a whore. It was just
Oh,
him. It
was that
just-
the last one?
I think it must have been the
The
last one or something.
Yeah, she called her.
But yeah. So he was just upset because he was like, "You look really immature, and you're like embarrassing me in front of my family."
She's 21.
But yeah, still, even then, like,
Do not surprise me with your family just out of nowhere.
well, that, and I think your idea was good, Sam. If you're like, okay, I am gonna surprise my girlfriend, go into the house first and make sure everything's good, or
Right.
else just be like, okay, we're
Right.
gonna go around the block for a little bit. Well, actually, you guys go around the block. I'm gonna help her clean up.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she wasn't expecting us and she's not ready. So,
Even just put her in a robe. Who cares what your house looked like? You know it's a surprise. Like,
yeah.
Could have sent a text.
Yeah. Just be
Actually,
like-
I would have went in. I'm like, I would open the door. I'm like,
you would have seen it and you're like,
and then
hey!
would've been like,
and then I would have
family.
came out. I'm like, family, give me 45 minutes.
I knew it. I knew he was gonna
and
say
I'm
that.
like, we're going.
Like, you look good, girl. You
Let's
look
go
good.
bake some cupcakes.
Come back next
Let's
week.
go bake some cupcakes.
Yeah, we got some stuff to deal with.
I guess he was too conservative to have fun though.
Yeah, I guess.
He does seem like
But that's not fun.
a buzzkill.
Yeah.
And his mom, because he came from his mom. His mom's a buzzkill.
Yeah.
Either his mom.
Yeah.
Was it only his mom that was with him? Or is that too?
Mom, dad, sister.
The dad
and
was
son.
into it though. That's the problem.
The dad was like,
problematic.
what a feeling.
The dad's trying to take his shirt off. He's like, ah!
Let's go baking party.
Oh wait, I gotta be an example. I gotta be.
Yeah,
The
he's
kids
like,
don't look.
yeah,
Don't look.
Kids don't.
It's like winking at her. It's like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so there's an update. Update, am I the asshole for dancing half naked in my living room, leading to my boyfriend and his family seeing me? ETA, I made cupcakes using some tips as you guys gave me, and oh my god, it was so much
Reddit's
better.
always helpful.
Not as dry as they were before, thank you.
God.
Did she put the recipe in the thing? How did they know?
I don't
She
know.
needed it? Oh, I love Reddit, man. That is crazy.
A little weird.
After reading what everybody wrote, I quickly realized that what Nate did was so wrong. A lot of great moms in the comments also helped me understand the fact that even conservative moms like Nate's wouldn't react so rudely, It hit me like a wave when I realized what my life had come to. I didn't say anything to Nate about the post, but he must have figured out that I was upset at him. I was doubting our relationship and pulling away from him. He started talking to me again, and for a day, I didn't really say anything, but I knew I had some decisions to make. I genuinely didn't believe I would get so many responses telling me I was not the asshole, so this was eye-opening for me. So a few days after I made the post, I told Nate that we needed to talk, and I told him that I would be staying with my friend until I felt comfortable around him. He didn't know what I was referring to which just made me angry because how can he forget a fight that big? And I told him I was upset with how he treated me after the whole your family walking in on me incident. I also mentioned how I shouldn't have to wait for him to be away to dance, bake, or listen to One Direction just because he doesn't like it. He tried convincing me to stay, but I left. I think he knew I wouldn't let this go like other things, thanks to you guys. Yesterday, I asked him to meet me at a cafe so we could have a conversation about everything that happened. Nate cried, like for the first time ever since I have known him. He apologized and told me he messed up and that he could change because he realized his mistakes now. I told him I wanted to move out and maybe after a while, if he does actually change, I'd give us another chance. I just needed some space to think about things, so I told him we should take a break from each other for a while. Nate told me he would talk to his mom as well and that he should have defended me, to which I said, yes, you should have. I actually borrowed direct sentences to explain why he was in the wrong from some comments you guys left because it was so helpful, and it went better than I imagined it would go. Thank you doesn't even begin to cover what I really want to say to almost everyone who helped me out, and also the mods who removed a lot of creepy comments. Thanks for sharing your stories about dancing in your underwear as well. It made me feel better to know that I wasn't some freak for enjoying those things. I'm going to use those baking tips you guys gave me and make cupcakes right now actually because I can. I feel so relieved.
Wholesome end.
Yeah.
Of course he cried. That's all I gotta say.
Because he was like, this is my last chance. She's actually potentially going to leave me. I need to cry.
So it's actually a post where everyone listens to Reddit and actually breaks up.
Yeah.
Because Reddit's always trying to break up a relationship. They're always like,
Right.
break up, divorce them.
But
Yeah.
this is a time when it actually,
It's warranted.
But if he is willing to, like, in the moment, if it was, like, dragged out, that's a different story. But I also had an issue with her saying, I can't understand. He should know why I'm mad at him. Boys are dumb. Oh, sorry. Sorry. No, but
No, that's crazy.
it helps to communicate, to say why you are angry, right?
Okay, I think
you
have
can't
a
just
point.
expect people.
No, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
And
Like-
I'll say, yes, it is somewhat boys are dumb. But I'm like, no one should expect anyone to read their mind. Even if we had to fight literally an hour ago, I still need you to specifically tell me, like,
Right, because it
you're-
could be because
you're
I dropped
thinking
the
about
towel
it.
on the
I'm
floor.
not in your head.
And you
Yeah.
guys will move on and just think about something
already
else.
moved on.
Like they're already done.
Shoebox.
Yep.
They're already not.
Oh yeah, shoebox.
They don't worry about that. They care about what's happening now or what they just said 10 minutes ago. Like, oh, did I just say something 10 minutes ago? Is that why you're mad? Oh, no. No, you have to tell them why you're upset. But
I feel like that's a point, but also maybe I feel like maybe this was the other shoe of like feigned ignorance. Because if you had that big of a fight though, yes, you can't read her mind, but would you kind of have an idea of, okay, she has been treating me different and I've been treating her different since this whole thing happened. So maybe that's why she's upset, is because of this big fight that we had.
was she really
Yeah.
treating him different? Oh,
Well, I think she eventually started to ignore him, and then that's when
Eventually.
he was like,
Yeah.
okay, like that's when he started giving her attention. Was when he was like, she figured out I was mad. So yes, he can't read your mind, but also I think he's like, what are you even mad about? Is also a little
because
silly.
she wasn't upset at the moment though. That's the thing, is like she felt ashamed by it, right? So he thought that she knew that she was in the wrong, right? So him thinking that he's wrong for that is gone out the fucking window. Oh, gone out the window.
You can cuss.
Gone out the window because he already feels validated by her feeling like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Oh my God, I'm such a bad person. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So then he feels like he's in the right. So that's done and gone. That episode is over. She was in the wrong. Fight's over. Boom. That's it.
Yeah.
So
But I think the same thing. There's definitely, he could be feigning ignorance. I think guys do that. I think girls do that. I think everyone does that.
Everyone does it.
But I think in relationships, the best thing is not to assume negative intent. Like, that's what I think of even when I'm at work, when I'm like, yo, dumbass, I
That's
know
the
you
hardest
know.
thing.
Like, I know you know, but I'm like, don't go in knowing like they're being dumb or they're doing this on purpose. You go in assuming that they're not stupid.
How do you do that?
It's very hard to, but you just have to go in with that mindset. You're like, they're not trying to do something to me. Like,
Are you sure?
yeah.
No.
Even if it feels like it, you're just like, I can't go in that, because then you go in angry. You already go in mad. You go in and it makes the situation worse.
That's why I could never be like a manager at my job.
Oh,
So
yeah, it would be
because I'll
terrible.
straight up be like, you're just being stupid.
And I think people do that in relationships where they're like, I know you know, and the way you're acting like you don't know, you're doing it on purpose. So I'm pissed already. And
That's true.
I would say with guys, it's probably a good 50-50 chance. We might literally not know what you're talking about, and we're getting attacked like we do know what you're talking about.
I feel like he does know though.
That's why I said 50-50. There's
So
a
you're
chance
right.
that he does know.
Yeah,
But don't go in assuming that.
Okay.
But my thing is, he was so controlling and stuff. Like he shut down a part of her personality that she resorted to doing
That is
when he's not even
true.
near. So it's like there has to be some sort of knowing, because then it's like, okay, I've done the thing, and she hasn't talked to me from this point. Like,
But from his standpoint, if this has been the relationship the whole time, like, it seems like she's been in this kind of wormhole her entire life. He's like, this is business normal. I'd say things, she stops doing it, it's fine. And finally she's pushing back. Like, when people were like in a relationship and then something changes, they're like, why are you acting different? I literally
Right.
told you to do this last week and
So
you were
he's
fine
used
with
to
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it could be that standpoint where he's like, hey, this is normal.
but that's why
Not that it's good,
Yeah.
but that it's normal in the relationship.
But I also I see everybody's point. I think I kind of agree with Brandon though, because I feel like the fact that he only chose to cry in their relationship when she was
that
at her
is-
breaking point makes me feel like he's like, I know how to control her.
That's manipulation.
Okay, she's pushing back, she's pushing back, she's pushing back. Now I feel like I need to cry to be like,
Yeah.
don't leave. But she was strong enough to be like, okay, well, I'll wait until I figure out if you're serious or not. Because it seems like herself, she was kind of realizing that she was losing herself in their relationship. And maybe she just needed Reddit for like that final validation. And then all the even more validation. I don't know. But yeah. So that was it. That was the naked episode. Thank you guys for
It
doing
was
it.
pretty naked.
Happy
Yeah.
New Year. I hope you guys have a good year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Get you some Welch's, man.
Do some Welch's.
Non-spawn.
Well,
Non-spawn.
non-spawn.
Get you some Weeches. Some
Weeches.
Some leeches.
wheat.
That sparkling.
Yeah. So hope you guys have a good New Year. We're gonna take like a 2-week break, so we'll be back late January,
Yes.
and we'll see you guys then. Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching.